What up, guppies? This is my friend Ryan.
Hello.
I've known you, let's see, 5,
For a
6,
real
7,
long
8,
time.
9, 10, 11, 12.
I can't count.
With 11 years?
I think so.
10, 11 years?
Wait, why did you go to 12?
Because I was counting grades.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, wait.
Okay, I'll let you guys figure that out, but we've known each other since 5th grade. And today we're going to talk about the pros and cons of being in your 20s. We're going to start with the lesser of evils first. So, number 5 on our list on cons of being 20 is having to make a realistic plan. Yeah, you gotta like look at the camera.
Oh, right.
Having to make a realistic plan is stressful, and what really even is realistic
Yeah.
in your 20s? What do you think being realistic means?
And then other people have like other ideas about like what being realistic means. So you're like, I want to pursue my dreams, and they're like, no, honey.
No, you can't do that.
You're going to stay in your hometown and get like 2 jobs, and it's like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's not fun.
And making a plan is also difficult because then when you come up with a plan and then you like go to tell your parents or something, they're like, no.
They're like, we don't approve.
We don't approve.
Like,
You can't leave.
back to square one.
Or they're like crushing your dreams and you're like, I want to be a pop star. But your parents just kind of like crush your dreams a little bit because they don't want to see their little kids growing up and become anything less than what they wanted for you.
Mm-hmm.
I keep like doing this.
And I'm like,
is this comforting you?
Yes.
Let's move on to number 4. Watching literally everyone you know get pregnant or married.
Essentially.
Mm-hmm. So
yeah, that's a fun one.
this is a problem. It's not a problem, but it's like an epidemic because there's
It honestly is.
so many. This happens to you on your Facebook. You get on Facebook in the morning. First thing you do, get on social media, look through what everybody's doing, and you see Mariah's pregnant. Oh my god, we're expecting. We're having quadruplets. Yay for us! And then Amy is engaged and planning her wedding, and it's gonna be so fabulous, and everybody's invited.
And then you're over here just like, well, it's even more awkward in college where it's like most people I feel like aren't even dating, and then like
they're just like,
they're just chilling.
Yeah.
They're just doing their thing. And then like you hear that your cousin is getting married because he knocked somebody up and like essentially got them pregnant. And it's just like, well,
well,
that's different.
And it's not. I mean, it's probably more frustrating for single people. Kind of especially aggravating for single people because if you're single and unhappy about being single, there's some people out there that are happy with being single.
Yeah,
if you're unhappy with being single and you want a relationship and you want to have somebody to share and grow with, then it's especially aggravating for you because you're just like, okay, well, I don't have a car and I don't live alone and I don't have a relationship and I don't have this and I don't have that and blah, 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 and then it just fucking explodes.
Like if you're the kind of hopeless romantic that like gets like hot chocolate and like reads 50 Shades of Grey before you go to bed, and then you just like go to bed and you're like, God, I'm alone. Then like, oh, not even.
Overwhelming, I guess, when you're in your 20s and you're seeing everybody you graduated with already like taking those crazy steps in life and becoming like actual adults who have a marriage and kids and a house, not an apartment, a house. You're still living at home asking your dad what's for dinner.
Essentially.
So number 3 on our list of cons of being in your 20s is having to have multiple jobs to be able to save the amount of money you need to survive. And this is more complicated for single people, and I'm sorry that I'm singling you guys out, you single people. Single people get singled out, okay? But it's true. It's harder for you because you have friends that are in relationships, and especially for you, you live out of town, so you don't really have much of a choice but to live alone.
Mm-hmm.
To do like so many jobs and things on the side, and you have no social life, and you can't pamper yourself at any point because you're having to save all this money.
And it's either that or it's like you're doing like one or two jobs and going to college.
And plus, going to school.
Like I've had like 5 jobs since I came to college. It's kind of a lot. But like
They were all Subway.
Not 2 of them were 2 of them. But then like I would be working at Subway, and like our store was a very high volume store, so we'd get like a crap ton of customers coming in. And so it was a really stressful job. And then like Friday nights I would just like literally walk from my job straight to Albertsons, get myself an apple cider bottle, and just like start drinking it in front of like my roommates, and just be like, and they're like,
in my
what
underwear.
They're like, well, not that, but like, they'd be like, what are you celebrating? I'm like, I don't know, life. I'm just stressed, okay? Just get off.
Let me drink this whole bottle by myself and just sulk, okay?
And I would just lay on the floor, like, with the bottle in my hand, just like,
Which, that kind of, segues me into number 2 with all that stress. Fear, stress, and responsibilities.
Yeah, they all kind of go together.
It really does. Fear of being unaccomplished, fear of disappointing people, fear of never being able to leave your parents' house because you're fucking broke as hell.
Essentially.
If you're in your 20s and you don't understand anything we're talking about, then you must live a really good life. You must live a really good life.
Either
like,
that or you're stupid. Like,
that or you, like, you have no struggles. If you have no struggles in your 20s, are you even 20?
Right?
Like, are you even?
No, like, I know some kids in my school that, like, drive around in, like, Mercedes and all that.
Oh, yeah, with daddy's car?
Yeah, essentially.
Number 1 on cons is a little more serious note. Like, even deep, like, get in your feels. Take a second.
Like, here's your feels, just like...
Here's your feels, just get into them.
Yeah.
Feeling you're stuck and you're lost.
Like, between your responsibilities and, like...
It's, number 1 is really just it all combined together in one feeling. Because in your 20s, you have, those breakdowns of... I have all these responsibilities. I have no money. I have 5 jobs. I go to school. I didn't do my essay. My homework's due. She just popped out of nowhere.
And then you like go on your Instagram and see like, oh, my friend's getting married, and it's like,
I'm not pregnant.
Okay.
I have baby fever now. Thanks, Amber.
Yeah.
Deep feel moments where you're like, I'm a piece of shit person. I have nothing. I don't do anything with my life except lay in bed, eat cookies, and watch Netflix.
Essentially.
So let's move on to pros. Number 5 on the list is you get to make your own choices.
But having more choices is really fun, honestly.
Yeah, like now that you have a car, you can go to your friend's house. You can
go to Walmart.
You can go to Walmart
Woo!
all by yourself. You can go walking at night. You can...
Not recommending that, but...
Not recommending that.
Singleness versus, like, dating. But then there are limits on that, too, because if you're working 3 jobs, it's like, you don't really have much of an option.
Yeah, making your own choices. You can be with whoever you want to be, and not let anybody else's opinion or judgment sway you to not wanting to do so with whomever.
Well, like, depending on how, like, crazy your family is, too.
No, not even. Because that's the whole point. That is the whole point. No, that is the whole point of being an adult and making your own decisions. You don't have to care about what your family thinks. You don't have to listen to them anymore. You can respectively take their advice, but you don't have to necessarily follow it. And that is what freedom you do have when you're 20, because then you don't have to feel bad about the decisions you're making. If it's a mistake, you learn from it. And if it's not a mistake and your life betters, then well, there you go.
And you can feel proud of that.
Yeah. Which segues us into the making your own choices, going out and clubbing and bar hopping and all that fun stuff. If you're, 21 and older, which is, mainly what we're focusing on. I'm 21, he's only 20, so he technically cannot. So being able to go out and hang out like with your girlfriends, being girls, you girls understand the importance of going out with your friends and being able to just let go and have a drink and have girl talk and or 5. And for guys, I'm not really sure what.
I honestly don't even know. Cause like the kind of socializing that you do in college versus like the kind of socializing that you do like when you're not in college and you're just like working and stuff, it's very different. So
yeah, because hanging out and like going out in college is like, hey, who wants to go do a study group at the library with some coffee?
Yeah, pretty
and crack.
much. Like, I've never actually had a drink with anybody else.
Well, you're also
like,
not 21 yet. I guess.
But even so, like, the culture is still just kind of different.
It's still a plus for being able to go out and stay out late and have that time with your friends that you normally wouldn't get if you were younger because you have a curfew or you don't have money to go out or your parents tell you no, which being in your 20s, you'd be like, well, then I'll go stay the night somewhere. So my friend Ryan had to leave, but we actually finished the whole video with him in it, but I didn't realize that my camera cut off. So I'm gonna finish it by myself. Feeling proud after having a long day, which means that, let's say, like, buying something for yourself that's a necessity with your own money, with no help of anybody else, is a very good feeling, because it gives you a sense of, I did this by myself, like, and I'm still really young, and I was able to accomplish buying a new car for myself, or I just bought my whole semester worth of books all by myself, and that's expensive. So definitely feeling proud is something you should do often for yourself. Just give yourself that credit, and don't let too much of the negative things influence you do other things. Like, number 2 on the list is a big one that we were talking about, is being heard. Once you hit your mid-20s or so on, and you start to get a little more involved in politics, or just voting in general, or doing something like this, like YouTube, or, another outlet, and saying your opinion and putting it all out there, how you feel about something, and people actually having a legitimate conversation with you, and you guys can be respectful towards each other. It's just something that it makes you feel good inside, like, oh my god, like somebody actually cares about the same thing I care about, or they actually want to hear my opinion on this important subject, or something like that. And it's something you should take advantage of. And so number 1 is finding yourself. You find yourself after your high school years of being naive and kind of immature and whatnot, and you start to finally fully develop, and your mid-20s is when that usually happens mentally, like scientifically, I guess, is 25. I believe so, correct me if I'm wrong. But that's usually when something like that happens, and when that happens, you feel more confident in yourself, because you're like, this is me, this is who I am, I know exactly what my opinions are, I know exactly what I'm yes and no on, I know exactly how I feel about blah 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 blah, etc. And it's a very kind of, in my opinion, overwhelming feeling, like, oh my god, like, I'm an adult. Like, I'm not a young kid who nobody's gonna take seriously anymore. Like, my opinion actually matters. You have a greater outlook and thought process on every little thing that goes on in the world that you're more a part of because you're an adult and because you know exactly what you want from said situation. But the reason I did this video was because I really am gonna start doing more sit-down videos. And vlogging is just really time consuming. I think I'll probably do weekly like sit-down videos on different topics, maybe, because I like to rant a lot. And as you can probably tell, because this video is like probably gonna be super long, I'll try to cut it down as much as possible. I might do like a monthly vlog, depending on how this goes. So my goals right now are to move out this year, and also I want to hit 1,000 subscribers on my channel. So with that being said, if you guys at all enjoy any of my videos, if you guys think and believe in my channel and think that I can do great things with my channel like I do, I would really appreciate you guys liking the crap out of my videos and, you know, sharing them like crazy on Twitter and Facebook or whatever. And because I know a lot of you are like family and stuff, so I'm not really quite sure how many people are actually people I don't really know, I guess. So, and I want to get to know you guys, and I want my channel to grow, and because I'm the kind of person that wants to be heard.